everybody and welcome back to the HTAB YouTube channel, and today you find me back here with the model railway. In the last episode we reviewed something looking like this, the wonderful Bachmann Class 24, number 97201 in the Derby RTC Experiment livery, hence the name, Experiment. But obviously this train doesn't just pull, well, regular rolling stock on the railway, it needs something to haul. And that's where today's model comes in, the Hornby Derby RTC Test Liveried Test Coach Mercury, as you can see here in the Hornby rolling stock box. Yeah, I had this one a while now, not as long as the 97. I got it for Christmas in 2023 I believe, and it's taken me this long to review it. But we're finally here today, so let's take it down there and unbox it for you. So then, here's the model in the box, and as you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it's in the Hornby rolling stock range, so it's like in a premium box compared to the railroad range, as you can see there on top. But what's on the box? Hornby, obviously, because that's who makes the model. Our 40214 BR Infrastructure Mark 1 Brake Composite Coach Test Coach Mercury number RDB 975280. And there's the barcode number, but you don't need that unless you work in a shop. Not much else on the box, just some words of wisdom there in English, Dutch, German, Spanish, Turkish for some reason, French, Italian, Netherlands language, Portuguese, and Swedish and Danish. Lots of languages. And of course, it's made in China, like most models are nowadays. There's the Hornby address, we've got some telephone numbers and other things like that. But that's boring, so let's just open the box and find out what's inside. Right, how do we get in this then? We just open it like that. I have had this model out before, but not for a while because, well, I've not really got that much I can run it with apart from the 97. There we go, that was much more effort than I needed to, and I'll switch it around so you can actually see it as I unbox the model. Right, here it comes, so it's caught on something. We don't need the box, there's not much else in there, so just throw that to the side. We don't get any instructions with this or anything, we don't get any detail packs because it all should be on the coach. Fairly self-explanatory. You take it out, you put it on the railway, you don't smash it to smithereens, you don't need to oil anything, you don't need to service it. You just, well, run it straight out of the box. So, speaking of getting it straight out of the box, we'll do just that. Prepare for horrible noise. Oh, that was a bit stiff. And we'll take the weird, snaky packaging off, just like that, and pull the model out. And as I try not to damage it on the snaky plastic, there we go. Here it is, Test Coach Mercury. And it's fairly light, to be honest, but there's a lot of detail there. I can see lots of details, separately fitted parts. Paint looks very nice. I'm noticing it's a slightly different shade of blue to the 97 that we saw last time. But we'll take a look at it up close in a minute after I've given you some information on the Test Coach Mercury itself. I don't really have much information on Test Coach Mercury, but according to traintesting.com, Test Coach Mercury, aka Lab 18, is a converted Mark 1 coach. It was used in the late 1970s to monitor the transponders then being fitted to the West Coast Main Line in connection with the introduction of the CAPT tractor-train communication system for the advanced passenger train. This was a new development at the time, and the benefit of transponder is that it does not need a power supply and is integrated by a device on the train as it passes. Same principle is used today for the TASS systems on the Voyagers and Pendolinos of the West Coast. And there's not really much history on the coach itself, apart from that it's a Mark 1 and that's what it was used for. Some photos of it in the olden days in the 1970s along and up and down the West Coast, and the most recent photo of it is in 2008 as part of the Network Rail's Structured Gauging Train, the SGT. Right then, so here's Test Coach Mercury down onto the ground, and straight off the bat, it looks amazing. Lots of detail I'm noticing, stuff on the roof furniture, stuff on the gangways, lots of printing, and the paint looks amazing. So, we'll head around the model and check it out. And I was just about to say something, but, well, I forgot what it was. What was it? It is the comparison between this and a Hornby Railroad, or just an older Hornby Mark 1. It's a far cry, so much more detail. just looks so much nicer and more premium. Despite the weight, that's the only thing so far I've noticed about it that's a little bit lackluster, if you will. But then again, there's nothing to complain about. The lighter it is, the more carriages the 97 could pull. That's my word for it anyway. So then, starting at the left end of the coach, if it was facing the way that it is now, there's lots of detail here. We've got some, like, grills here. Obviously they're not real, they're just tampo printed on. They don't make the horrible noise. That's just the scratching of the side of the thing. But they're there, on top of these blanked out windows, which are probably accurate to the real thing. I'm sure you've seen some photos of it already in the history beforehand. Another one of them on the door, and the door handles have been picked out in a little blue colour there. That's nice. Got some nice fine details along there as well, hinges and stuff on the doors, and another one of those blanked out windows. Just because that's what the coach is for, and that was its job, just testing, obviously not carrying authentic and passengers on the main line. Authentic passengers. That's a new one. Anyway, the bogies, they look nice. We've got the little BR Timken things in the middle, and the springs have been picked out in the red colour. They look nice, and the wheels are nice and metal, all metal wheels, and they're all nicely clean and don't look like they've been corroded at all. And I've just noticed this, the nice little white steps here on the doors. They're nicely picked out as well. And speaking of white things being picked out again, the nice line along the whole length of the coach is picked out very nicely, as well as it running up here, up there, along the top, and round again. I was noticing something, the blue on this coach is slightly darker to the likes of the 97. I don't know if that's accurate to the real thing. I'm sure you've seen photos already. If it is, that's good. If it's not, doesn't matter really. It's still here. Coming further down the coach then, you get to see more of those nicely printed sections. As you can see, the name there, Test Coach Mercury, is picked out in white. On the windows, there's a little thing that says, what does that say? Somewhere it says, first class, not got a clue, and no smoking. Maybe this coach, before it went to Derby RTC, was a first class coach, and they're just like a reminder or a remnant from its past. I'm just guessing that. I don't particularly know. But anyway, on the right here, there's its little running number. As you can see, RDB 975280, and underneath that it says Research and Development Division, Train Control Depot, Micklova, Derby, Tel Derby, 511316. So that's the telephone number, its address, and what it is. Again, another one of those bogies with some nice bogie detail. I didn't notice this before, but the little moulded thing in the middle, they're nicely finely done indeed. And again, on the end, there's one of those steps. Showing you the end of the model then, you can see some more moulded detail. There's not too much separately fitted pieces around here, but in fact, there's none at all. Got a little knuckle coupling on the, running plate there, with the NEM coupling underneath. Does it pivot? Yeah, it does. And we haven't actually got sprung buffers on this model. That's something I've not seen yet in a model, as the model free rolls away. Is it going to stay? There it is. That's something I've not seen yet, like I'm saying. I've not seen sprung buffers on a model yet. I'm yet to experience that on a model, I'm saying, but on a piece of rolling stock, I'm saying, but it does exist, as I've seen it in other reviews. Also on the end, we've got the Danger Head? What am I on about? Danger Overhead live wire stickers just there, with the C1 thing there, and some more finer and maybe legible printing just underneath. Yeah, in fact it says something about Derby RTC Test Centre again. Showing you the roof then, you can see some of that roof furniture. Unfortunately it's all just moulded, there's not many separately fitted pieces up here. And looking at the model, really, there isn't that many separately fitted pieces. I've seen more on like the likes of a 20-year-old Backman Mark 1, but I'm not complaining, as it looks amazing. And finally, showing you the base of the model then, you can see those wheels. They're nicely, silver. I don't know what I'm on about, but they're metal. They're nice. I like metal wheels. Most modern coaches and wagons have metal wheels now. Be a bit let down if they just had plastic ones, especially on quite a premium and more expensive model like this one. But in the middle, you can see some of that underframe detail. We've got rigging and pipes and tanks and so on and so forth, like you'd expect on the underframe of a modern coach. So then, the coach. It's nice. I like it. Is it as detailed as the 97? No. Would I expect that from a Hornby coach? No, not particularly. Does it fit in frame? No. But now I'm going to put it on the railway and we're going to test it in its sort of performance, if you will. So then, we're now down here on the railway, or should I say up here on the railway, because we were down before, but now we've come up. and I did just bash my hand on the wall. Luckily there's some protective bricks there. Anyway, getting very much so distracted there. Here's the model. We'll plonk it on the track as it's the focus of today's video. And firstly, we'll just see how light it feels on the rails. Right, just give it a little tap. Yeah, very smooth. Very quiet as well. Not much noise. Yeah, it's rolling away. But what I was here on the railway for really was to test it with the Class 97. So, as I very professionally plug in the railway, as I forgot to do it. There we go, wait a second. And, ow, I just bashed my head. Obviously, real professional YouTubers, such as the likes of Mr. Beast and KSI. And for the old people watching who don't know who they are, I wouldn't recommend searching them. Not because they're bad or anything, but, right, I'm going to have to very awkwardly come around the back of the camera. Right, here we go. Oopsie doopsie. Just smashed into the tripod. Right, we're finally set up to run the 97 forward. Oh, I've just smashed it into the buffers. Right, here it comes. Oh gosh. It's one of them days, isn't it? It's one of them days. Right, take the 97 over the points, which does look very nice, as you saw in the last review. And we'll take it towards the Derby RTC Test Coach and see how well it couples. And let's bring it in nice and slowly then, hopefully it lines up. Look at that, absolutely perfect. And you can see from this angle actually, where's my thingy-majiggy, here it is. You can see the difference in the colours. We've got a lighter blue on the locomotive and a darker blue on the coach. Is that accurate? Let me know in the comments, or when I edit the video I'll find out. But let me know in the comments anyway, and if nobody comments, you're very bad. I'm joking. Right, let's set it off forwards then. Hopefully the coach doesn't derail, but doesn't it look good? Modern rolling stock, modern locomotives, and just exclude the old tat in the background, which runs equally as well. Right, we'll just take it over the points backwards then, hopefully it doesn't derail. Let's see. Let's go. Yep, that's fine. Going a little bit fast over there, but it's fine. It's not derailed. Don't couple up to that train behind me. Let's do over again a little bit faster this time. Obviously the other way, we're not just going to test it pulling it because it probably won't derail. And derailing is content. But yeah, again, no derailments from the lovely smooth metal wheels on my lovely smooth track that I've got on my railway. Totally not from the 1980s, yeah. Most of my track is second hand, by the way. Not these bits though, the bits that I'm testing it on. They're nice and modern. We'll take it over the junction here then and see if it actually derails or stays on the track. Obviously what I'm hoping for it to do is to derail. Just flick the switch and back we come. And no, it hasn't derailed, even going over at like a scale probably 40 miles per hour. Very nice indeed. I'm sure if I went over at like full speed it would derail. And my point has been proven wrong. It didn't. Performance is good. I don't know what that thumbs up was. It was pretty horrible to be honest, but just admire the Derby RTC livery. And as the train heads that way, I'm going to take the coach over to the gradient and actually see how well it performs on the hill on my railway. Well, there it is at the top of the screen, look. Right, you now join me at the other side of the railway, and I did this for the Oxford Mark III review as well. Basically, I pushed it up this bit of track just there because it's at a slight gradient. And theoretically, if I push it up, it'll get enough momentum to come back down. And I will just move the locomotive out of the way, just to the left of the camera, so it doesn't slam into the locomotive if the performance test isn't lackluster and completely pointless. Right, let's send it up the hill, and theoretically it should come back down. Nah! Well, that's a bit naff, wasn't it? Right, let me just give it a little bit of assistance. well done, Hornby. I don't know why I'm trying this, because it's moving on its own slightly. I might just need to give it a little bit of assistance from here. Okay, that was probably the best, but in actual terms, it did manage to get from just there to where it is now, which is roughly about, well, a metre. So it's travelled a metre on its own. We'll say roughly a metre. And as the coach gracefully glides into shot just from the right, I'll give you my thoughts. Right, so, performance, I love. It looks great, it's got plenty of detail, adequate enough for what you want really. Not as much as the Loco, but that's just with every piece of rolling stock. Did that couple? No. What was I saying? Performance, detail, obviously adequate for what it is. But, really what you'd expect on a model just like this. So, I'll let you watch this train come out. I might show you it going round a bit. And I'll end the video there. So on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.